Yo, everybody, it's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you
So
this
let's
week.
get to
Oh,
it.
yeah. You're waiting for a non-sports episode? Here it is. Because this week, this time out, I've been gathering up a lot of things, and I know a lot of you remember my skit. Things that make me a jerk.
Who's the jerk now, brother?
Oh, yeah. I know y'all remember that. Well, I've been compiling a bunch of little things that have been really irking me for a long time. And I'm going to just let it all out right now. We'll be airing a little grievances. Maybe y'all agree with me. Maybe the same things happen to you. I don't really get mad about these things. I just don't sometimes understand why they happen to me. I don't even know what's going on with these people, man. Half the time you'll hear a few stories, right? That it'll just turn you out. You're like, hey, I don't even know why it does it. But the whole point of things that make me a jerk is things in situations that end up turning you or me into the jerk. It just makes you look bad in the end. It's like the second person that always gets caught. You're the second person. The first person does something to irk and piss you off. And the next thing you know, you'll say something. You won't even catch your mouth. You just say or you'll do something and straight make a statement. And you're just like, and everybody in there is probably like, that guy's an asshole. But hey, guess what? yeah, this might be an explicit episode. I'll make sure the E's on there just in case I let anything fly out. But oh yeah, I think that's still PG-13, Yeah. So we'll just start it off, man. What just happened to me tonight? What actually spawned this whole podcast? Because it's actually been a series of a couple of days that I've had some stupid stuff happen to me. And mind you, it's not me all the time, okay? Like I'm really just trying to just not get in anybody's way and just go do my thing, in and out. Or when I'm driving, I just home here. There's no. I don't play games. So we'll get to that in a minute. But we'll start off today. We'll start off people cutting in line. People cutting in line. You can't tell me that when someone cuts you in line, you don't want to slap a fool. Like, and I mean, that's not a nice thing to do, and you shouldn't go do that, of course. But at the same time, that is literally the first thing. I always go back to this show back in the 80s called Dream On. I think it was on HBO. And in Martin Tupper would have these flashbacks to all these black and white films, and it would be like a cocky comment or like it would just sometimes there wouldn't even be anything said. It would just be a picture. Like one time they just had a geyser go off, right? But there's one time, right? Me and my buddy John was watching it, and they said something to him, and they went to this scene, and this dude was like, I'm telling you, I didn't do it. And he kicks a cameraman. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So we're sitting there, we're just dead laughing. We're dead laughing. And so that's exactly like the things that go through your head. Well, I'm sitting there, I get my stuff real super duper fast. I'm a bam. All right, two people at the line. They're taking a while, but I'm next in line. I'm next in line. And I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm like, let's go. Let's get home. I already had the pizza ordered. You know, it's after work. I'm happy. It's almost the weekend. There's football on tonight. And I'm just like, let's go. And so this person clears up, right? And mind you, I'm telling you this for a reason. I'm explaining it to you because you're going to get it. I go to get in line. Well, these dudes had came in from outside and they went to get in line and move up. So I'm just like, oh, nope, put my stuff right on the counter. And I was like, hey, sorry, I'm next in line. And the counter clerk goes, no, you're last in line. He goes, the line starts back there. And I'm like standing next to the sign that says line starts here. What is going on? Like, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So I turned around to put the stuff back and I said, hell no, Raw, hit override, turn around. I put that crap back up on the counter and I said, I'll go give my business to another store. Here, you can put my stuff away since you wasted my time. Walked out the door. And then I don't know if the dude was listening. I turned around to the next two employees and be like, hey, you got some refrigerated food you need to put away over there because I'm out. Bye. And that's it. And yes, I became the jerk. And that is why this segment exists. It's totally wrong what happened to me, but it makes people like me or people, we just come out of our shell and we act inappropriately sometimes. That appropriately is the can really lead to some bad moments. I mean, it was cool. I was kind of bigger than both those dudes, and I'm not a big guy, so I wasn't scared at all. But at the same time, I'm thinking like, why did that even go down? Like, you see me standing in line, right? So what? Why? Why? Right? Just because it's me. It's because it's me. I swear, because it's me. Right? So we're gonna, people cutting in the line suck. So stop cutting people in line. You are not more important than everybody else in that line. You seriously aren't. And if you think that way, nobody cares to even know you. Because if you think that you're more important than anybody, ha, ha, you're probably the worst scum of the earth. Scum of the earth, scum off the earth, come on! To quote Rob Zombie. Oh, yeah! Woo! Let's move along. Lost drivers. And we've all been lost ourselves. Where do we go? Another city, all that sorts of stuff. But we're not talking about being lost. We're not talking about being unfamiliar with your circumstances. We're talking about people that just drive too defensively that it actually really sucks for anybody behind them. So, two quick incidences. One day I was just leaving work again. Again, same thing, leaving work. I got this double lane, and then it's a one-way road. So both lanes, of course, are going the right, same way, right? So I'm going, right? And this person stops. So people at this time are also getting out of work, and there's this high rise. So I don't know, but again, there's a lane of traffic here, right? Lane of traffic here, and this is the lane we're in. So, so if there's a car coming here, this person in here, in the parking thing, leaving, has to wait for that person. No, but the person in front of me decided to just stop and wave for this person to come across two lanes of traffic to get inside. However, this person did not clearly see there was a car coming in the left lane not far behind us. So an accident did not happen, but the car got out, and then the second car tried to get out, and that's when the other car was there and shut that down. Why does this person do it? I was replied to by, a family member that said, hey, hit override. Look, maybe what's a few seconds out of your life? But if that few seconds by that driver causes an accident, then what? What if those people die? What if they die in that accident? So this person taking a few seconds of my life totally changes things around. Yeah, that was freaky, huh? Wow. Sometimes we break things because too much energy. Oh yeah. But so we're looking back at it, and this person is literally sitting there doing their thing while this plays with me. See, things that make you a jerk. You're waving somebody. You don't have a right. Continue. There's no stop sign for another half block. There was no reason for this person to stop there and let this person out, causing what could have been an accident. And that just shows you that people who control and dictate and love to dictate traffic flows and things like that suck. Also, another thing is when I was coming home, this person was doing the every intersection stop. Now, mind you, this is the same one-way road, but now it's the one lane, right? And we're going, and this person just slowing down and slowing down and slowing down. And it's a long way before you can get really any chance to like do anything. This person kept slowing down and slowing down, right? And I'm just like, why are you slowing down? There's nobody coming. You don't have a stop sign. You literally can just continue straight. So then I get comments saying, well, maybe they do that, or maybe they're a new driver, or maybe they're lost, and blah, 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 blah. Look, if you're lost, you pull over. We have a thing called cell phones nowadays and GPS that can practically drive you there, right? People still get lost. But back in the day, we didn't do that. This is not a case. Maybe they got hit right. Maybe every time they in their entire lives, they've had a lot of, intersection hits, and they just been in a lot of car accidents. And they're a little, scared about that now. I get it. But I'm not the jerk. Where I became the jerk was we approached the green light, the final green light to get around this person, right? And this person pulled up to the green light and stopped. So I used the other lane and went around them. Because that's why the things that make me a jerk exist. Oh, yeah. Move along. random chaotic drivers, hashtag RCD, random chaotic drivers. So what that is I have this aura around me. Now this happens actually a lot. And my daughter witnesses it a lot actually. And we're literally just doing something and out of nowhere, things like this happen. So quick situation, we're driving home one day from karate and we're just talking about fight night. We're just like, yeah, did you see Derek do this? And oh, when I did this one move and I did that, and they're like, oh, I did this back move, I tried an axe kick. We're talking, right? And out of nowhere, my daughter she goes, Dad, what's up with this dude next to us? Right. So there's this dude in an SUV, like a little like S10, like not an SUV, but a little truck S10, Chevy S10. And I'm like, I look over and he's just like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, what's going on? Like it's summertime. We got some music, but the music ain't even up loud. Like it would be full blast if she wasn't in the car, but it wasn't because we were talking. And this dude's flipping out. And I don't know what the heck he's saying because I ain't trying to hear that jazz, right? Because I just got out of karate and I got my karate stuff on. And if I hear that jazz and that jazz tries to approach myself, that puts me in a bad situation where I'm not only the jerk, I'm also a trained fighter. So I'm like trying not to hear him. So all of a sudden he starts like peeling his truck out and trying to do all this stuff. I don't know what he's doing. I'm just trying to talk to my daughter, right? And we're just going down. And all of a sudden, this dude literally comes up and cuts me off. Okay. Now I'm mad. Now I'm mad. Now I'm like, okay, dude. Now you went too far. And my daughter's in the car. I look to her and I go, hey, if he follows us home, you are to go inside to your mother and let her know that dad is about to beat the hell out of somebody in the front yard. Because that's what would happen. Seriously. Like, why? Where'd you come from anyway? I didn't cut anybody off. We were driving in the lane we always drive in. This is what I'm saying. This happens to us all the time. And it's strange because it happens to us a lot on the way from karate and to karate. So it's like some weird little thing, huh? Yeah. So we're sitting there, right? And so so he gets back in this other lane trying to like pull up next to me again. I do not know what this man wants to say to me, but I know for a better lack of terms to avoid him. Smart. Plus, I'd already been fighting all night long. I'm already in punch mode. My adrenaline is at peak mode, so I'm not going to be hurt at all. I'm literally going to just smash. And I just want to get home and take a shower, man, and get on and listen to my guy DJ Magic Mike pump the bass. But at the same time, here's this guy go. So he gets up on the right, but then this dude pulled this other move, and then all of a sudden he got behind, and I got in the front lane, and he got behind me. And I'm like, oh, dude, come on, man. This is where I said I thought he was going to follow me home. And so I said, so the final two blocks come. He comes down here. We're coming down the street. He turns over on the one street I live on, and then I have to make another left, right? So I turn on, and I go to make my left. Yo, he takes the ass of that S10 and just freaking whipped it the heck out, peeling out. And me and my daughter are just sitting there. I'm like, yo, why does that even happen? And that isn't the first time. This one time we were driving to karate and this dude ran out of nowhere. Literally, we were talking, we got our music going, we're trying to get pumped up for fight night. This dude comes out of nowhere and sticks the finger at me. And my daughter's like, why did he do that? And I was like, see, happens all the time with me. And she goes, well, whatever. So we try to avoid him. And then he kept doing some stuff, right? I was like, oh, no, this is it. Right. So I was headed to the dojo, because, that's where I'm good. Just get there and I'm going inside. You come inside, then we'll have problems. But at the same time, I'm sitting there and I'm like that. So he tried to do this move and I didn't understand this. Again, I did nothing to get right before until the point he got behind me. I made a right turn on that street going west and he made a left turn going west. He came up on me. There was no red lights, yellow lights. The light had just turned green. This dude did that. And so he's sitting there. So he did something. So I didn't give him a middle finger. I kind of got a good little thing and I gave him a peace sign out, right? And I got all. He actually got maniacally nuts and started bobbing and weaving between traffic to get to me to only flip me off one more time. And I'm thinking at this point, I had my whole roof open. I flipped him back off. And this is where I'm the jerk. Now I'm flipping him off in front of my school that I go to. Like, I'm not that dude, but why are you following me? Why are you making this scene? And my daughter's in the back seat, bro. Like, who are you? Like, he'd came in the dojo. I mean, I'm sure that would have been a heck of a time because, nothing would have happened. That would have got de escalated real fast. Ooh, yeah. But what the heck, man? People. Some people don't care about you wanting to screw with people. Like, but if you pick the fight with the wrong person, you could get hurt. And that night, that guy was following me home that night. I already was at my fight. My muscles were all stretched out, and I had a nice little rest. That's why I said I would have hurt that guy. And that's why my daughter was going to go in and get my wife because I was not going to play that on my property. Oh, yeah. Now, let's move another one. Things that make me a jerk. Stealing Christmas decorations. Nothing is more shittier than stealing someone else's Christmas decorations. And I get it. Oh, we can't afford things anymore. Things are really tight. Oh, yeah? Well, it's $1.25 if you go to the Dollar Tree or Dollarama. You can go somewhere and buy something, a string of lights for $1. And meanwhile, you're stealing all this stuff. You're smoking cigarettes. You're doing all this other stuff. This is nobody in particular, but this was an incident that I had to witness. And I'm saying, who are you? Why do you even sit there and think that you can just steal somebody else's Christmas presents? And this happens all over the place. You see people go by people's front yards and take their big penguins and their big blow up dolls that do this stuff. And what is that? Like, I get it, man. Some of it's a little mischief. Some of it's a little, I'm poor and I can't afford my stuff, so I'll take your stuff. I get it. But there's people in this world that will end your life over stuff like that. So why are you taking those chances? Why are you even doing that stuff? And in the end, you get a charge or you get some money, man. What is wrong with you? It's a holiday season of giving, not taking. Where'd you come from? Go back. Because seriously, if you just think that you're crawling out of this little hole, if you want to steal some stuff, back into your hole you go. Oh, yeah. Let's move along. Last one. It's that time of the season. Plow drivers. Every year I have a personal fight with plow drivers because I live in a cul-de-sac. And the cul-de-sac gets practically pushed to last because it's not really a street. At least they don't do that. So they won't even come down here and plow. And if they use a regular plow, it's not going to work because you're just pushing snow where there's already snow. You're making a path. But the problem is nobody in the cul-de-sac can get to the path because now you just pushed up a mountain of snow over here, right? So I was getting these dudes and I heard some tricks like put something out, in your driveway so they don't come by. Well, they smashed one of my cans the one time doing that, right? And I called the dude and I was like, look, I shoveled all my snow. It was garbage night. I had my garbage can out right out in the street. Yes, there was nowhere else to put it except on a mountain of snow, and that's not nice to the garbage people. And I put it in the street, and the garbage dude the plow guy hits the garbage can. After, of course, luckily, after it was emptied, jeez, right? And I'm like, bro, so this happens. This all happened over like a little course of a season. So I'm like sitting there. So I'm like, all right, well, cool. So I go to work like only a couple days later. And I'm like, just in case a plow guy comes down, I don't want to get my car plowed in. My car is in the mouth of the driveway because I still had not been able to get to the back driveway. So I didn't want him to like come over and hit my car because my bumper was inside and everything. But I was headed out to work, started the car, and I forgot something. I run back in, right? And I had, this was another garbage night. This is practically a week later. I had the can was upside down. This plow dude comes down the street, hits my can, and puts all this snow and this can over my car. My neighbor seen the whole thing go down. He's like, Rob, that plow guy just did that right now. And I was like, oh, heck no. Right. I come out. Now, mind you, I'd already made a complaint on one of the guys. I came out. So I guess they were doing this as retaliation, because this is how things that make me a jerk became things that make him a jerk. So he came down and he did that. He went down the highway that comes by this cul-de-sac, and I'm sitting there holding my can in my lid with my neighbor next to him. And my neighbor points and goes, hey, there he is. And I hold my things up and he beeps at me. So at that point, I was so mad. He's so lucky that the other person on the other side of my neighbor wasn't a human being and didn't shovel. And I had to go through 9-foot wall of snow. Because believe me, I was going to run into that Bayfront highway and hop on that truck. Because I had the angle. He was still right up here. If I had a fair shot, he'd have been right there. There'd have been a red light right there. And there'd have been some things going down. Because that was crap. He could have hit my car, man. And that's how I became the jerk. But this dude literally was like beeping at me. And my neighbor goes, that's not nice. And I'm thinking, I have witnesses to this crap done to me. And that's why we have things that make me a jerk. Ooh, yeah. I hope everybody found that really funny. I had some good times. Maybe lived some of those moments yourself. But in the end, always remember, try to act right. Even if you do become the jerk, just keep walking. Don't escalate the situation. Don't try to make a scene inside the store. Leave, go to another store, come home, make a podcast about it, go to the gym, beat up on a bag about it. Go do what you have to do, but just try not to make sure that you make these encounters. Some of the things I talked about tonight were real and can be confirmed by my daughter. At the same time, this randomly happened to just two people that were just coming home and going to the thing they love to do and enjoy, which is do martial arts together. And these people just come out of nowhere and start invading on that with their ways. That's not the type of person you want to be. That's not a pain bringer in my book. A pain bringer is somebody that always talks their mind, always makes sure that they stick up for themselves, and always knows how to bring the pain. Oh, yeah. Have a great day, everybody. Hey!
So let's get to it.
May the pain.
Bring the pain.
Yeah.